Hi, I'm RAJI AHSAN. I'm a teacher, a writer, and an actor exploring human connection. I believe that we are a culture that is unfortunately plagued by fear and disconnection, and on this show, I want to ask how can we connect again? This is the RAJI AHSAN Show. On today's episode of The Raji Show, I'm going to bring you part 2 of my conversation with actor Dan Butler. In part 1 of this conversation, he expressed the first time he really ever stood up for himself and how it filled him with a sense of romantic charge. We ended part 1 with me asking him how employing a sense of curiosity and wonder helps him through moments of tension and negativity. How can employing curiosity and wonder help us all through moments where we feel tense and negative? We're going to pick it up with that part of my conversation with Dan Butler.
Okay. There are two phrases that you've used that I want to go back to, actually. You talked about a sense of curiosity and wonder as it came to the way your career might unfold. And a theme that I'm seeing in these interviews that we do for this show is that those who are most successful employ this mentality of curiosity and wonder more than they allow themselves to indulge tension and negativity. Does that make sense? And it's not as though we don't feel the tension and the negativity as we're trying to get to a place, we're trying to achieve a goal, because we certainly do. I mean, I know that I have, and I'm sure that you have experienced. I'm not sure. I imagine, so you're nodding, yes. I imagine that you've experienced tension and negativity. However, I believe that the courage it takes to release the tension and negativity and sit in the curiosity and wonder and trust that you will get to where you're meant to go allows us to get to where we are meant to go. What do you think of that?
Well, yeah, I was laughing at myself because I was going, you give your, I'm 65 right now, and I'm giving my 65-year-old version of what I was, like in my early 20s. And we could smash cut me, talking about curiosity and wonder and go back to then. I go, what the hell?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But we're actors, so of course we're going to act. I realized, though I wouldn't have traded the experience of being there for anything, and all the people I met, all the experiences, I did somehow drain the fun out of it. And it took me a while to take that long circle to come back to, there's got to be the joy of doing it. And, or why should anyone want to watch it? So, yeah, I think you need curiosity. You need a child's curiosity. You need those
so true.
Those constant rebirths of because we're constantly shedding skin and going, well, what does life mean to me now, and how can I bring that to my work? It's just constantly changing, unless that's what I think ideally is great about being an actor, because you should be able to, if ego doesn't get in your way, or fear of aging or whatever, you've got so much of life to pull from.
Right.
You should be working until you just don't wake up.
And even then, you could play a corpse when you don't wake
there
up.
You can, yes.
Yeah, keep working, keep that card. So in the moments of tension where you would return to the voice that said it's going to work out, was there anything that you were actively employing to help yourself get back there, or was it more unconscious?
Sometimes poetry has brought me back. Sometimes I think it's listening. You got to listen to your intuition. You got to, if it's a really bad time or you're beating yourself up, you got to somehow find a place to just quiet that down
Mm.
so you can hear that still small voice inside of you, that may be nudging you, and also have some have a some support group of friends and a community of creators and people that are um, holding you to a higher standard. Not that they're like using you as a whipping boy, but just by who they are,
Right.
you want to create more.
Definitely. Another phrase that you mentioned that I want to go back to is the idea of being romantically charged.
Mm.
And you said that when you were, I think you were in the parking lot and you were essentially making your case to the artistic director and standing up for yourself in a way that you had never done for yourself before. The feeling that then came after was this sense of being romantically charged. And I wonder if that, I mean, after hearing that today, I want to actively employ that in my life. And
Mm.
if I feel negativity and tension and I feel like I have resistance to pursuing the things that I want to pursue, saying to myself, oh, I am not feeling romantically charged right now. What can I do to return myself to that sense of romantic charge? Are
Mm.
there things in your life that you employ to get yourself back there?
Well, there's a thing going on right now with this wonderful group I'm a part of. It's just been a
That the
godsend.
commissary?
Yes, the commissary. They're starting a month long, oh gosh, what would you call it? Repertory. We filmed these things that we've been working on. Um, it's called Lessons in Survival, and the Vineyard Theater is putting it up. And it's we've inspired by the George Floyd murder. We were trying to find a way, well, how can we use our talents for some cause larger than ourselves? And they employed a technique the Wooster Group used to use, where you have the in-ear listening device, and you have been cast as one of the characters in a dialogue that was filmed or recorded. So the moment you hear it, you say it. And there's something about either doing it or watching it. You see people instantly trans-channel.
Mm.
And you're being fed with not only these incredible words, but the rhythm of that person. So in a way, they're inhabiting you. So I think of that as almost a parallel. I loved that moment in my life because I was feeling something I usually feel when I have a part inhabiting me.
Mm-hmm.
Where both my sensibility and my heart and my passion and my sorrows or whatever sort of weave in and blend with whatever the characters are. I think when you ask about how do you find those, see, my trap sometimes is I want to know before I do.
Same,
And
absolutely same.
so I think you've got to go, okay, well, sometimes that serves you, but definitely not all the time. So I think you don't know until you do it. I mean, tap dancing or running naked up a hill or who knows?
Is there any encouragement you can offer to those of us who are sitting in the midst of any kind of hardship or pain as we watch our career sort of go the way of the wind in the midst of a pandemic or anything else of that nature?
The world just always needs art, and it needs creators, and it needs creatives, and it's it's our destiny or whatever. It's what is right now. We have to find new ways to do it, to find a community, to find some way you can create even a small little thing for your own heart. You know, it's hard. Richard's going through it right now because he's an acting teacher and coach. And to try to figure out how to teach acting virtually, or if you're in class, everyone's in masks. I'm saying, oh, you can do a whole bunch of hold-up scenes. back to the Old West.
Yeah.
But
Funny. That's funny.
how to find humor, how to find ways through it, because God knows it's frustrating. And yeah, I just come back to the world, especially now, needs artists and needs actors and designers and writers. And
Dan, thank you very much.
Sure.
Yeah, we're at the end of our time, and I'm this idea of finding my romantic charge will definitely carry me through my day to day. Thank you very, very much for that.
Yay. Good luck.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of the RAJI AHSAN Show. I hope that more than simply informative, I hope that it brought some sense of freedom in your soul today. I'll see you next week on the RAJI Show, now Saturdays at noon.